In the post-apocalyptic world, love stories and love letters will not be read as a subject of literature, rather as a subject in anthropology. Yes. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Arguably the Reading Quest. I am Nishant. Just to give you a background, when was the last time that you read a beautiful love story? Please pause the video here for a while and please answer this question. When was the last time that you read a beautiful love story where all the platonic ideals of love, all the lyricism of human soul, and all the haunting nostalgia of a world bygone has come alive? Where the anatomy of desire and the dichotomy of reason and poetry comes so beautifully alive and so deeply articulated. When the lover's discourse, to use a term by Roland Barthes, has been told by an Eastern sage whose writings have been known to have acted as an antidote to anxiety. Think about it. Yes, I am going to introduce you to the last writing of Tagore, that is Sesher Kobita. In English, it is translated as the farewell song. It is sometimes also known as the last poem. The last poem translator is Anandita Mukhopadhyay, and farewell song as is translated by Radha Chakravarti. Sesher Kobita was published in the year 1928. Tagore passed away in the year 1941. So it was in the last years of his last leg of his writing that he wrote Sesher Kobita. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in the year 1913 and the first non-European to have been instituted the prize, to have been conferred the Literature Nobel. And what the Nobel Prize Committee notes, because of his profoundly sensitive, fresh and beautiful verse by which, with consummate skills, he has made his poetic thought, expressed in his own English word, a part of the literature of the West. That is the beauty of Tagore's writing. So, I thought of introducing, because this novel is important in very many ways. So just to give you a brief idea, it so happened that during the last years of his life, there was an anti-Tagore sentiment an anti-Tagore group that flourished in Calcutta, who started questioning Tagore's idea about modernism and whether he is incapable of reinventing himself to the realistic writing of the day. And Tagore answered by writing this love story. So this love story is about two protagonists. One is Amit and one is Lavanya. Amit is an Oxford-educated barrister who was very much interested in literature, who went to Shillong, and the love story is set amongst the idyllic hills of Shillong. So both of them met together, by a small car accident that happened. And Lavanya happened to be her governess. And with a dialectic between the ideas of Amit and Lavanya, Tagore reinvents himself and answers his critique that he is very much capable of writing a realistic novel as much as he is capable of, creating a profound, lyrically sensitive verse as he is always known for. So, just to give you a brief, the novel recounts the love story of Amit Ray living in Kolkata in the year 1920s. Though he is a barrister educated at Oxford, his main interest lies in literature. Never afraid to speak his mind, he is always ready to challenge society's pre-established knowledge and rules regarding literature and equal right and so on. So while vacationing in Shillong, he comes upon a governess named Lavanya in a minor car accident. So here Amit's iconoclasm meet Lavanya's sincere simplicity through a series of dialogues and poems they write for each other. Here, I'll read a few excerpts from the introduction to this book, the prolegomena to this book. The introduction is written by Radha Chakravarti. So that will give you a brief idea that what to expect. So according to Neeraj C. Chaudhary, Tagore was abnormally sensitive and did not possess the knack for cold disdain which a man of his social position naturally should have. In a letter to Suniti Kumar Chattopadhyay, dated 26th of December 1929, Tagore complains, "Generally speaking, we are naturally curious about someone who has been labelled controversial, but the comment against me has been spiteful, to the effect that there is a multitude of flatterers who surround me and sing my praises and deprive me of the capacity to see my own failings." Nirad C. Chaudhary, however, argues that this personal hostility would not have mattered so much but for a deeper and more radical opposition between Tagore, who belonged to the liberal monotheistic sect of Brahmos, and the other educated Bengalis of the neo-Hindu conservative school. So according to Chaudhary, Tagore challenged all their political, social, cultural and religious superstitions and was therefore regarded as an apostate. This gave to those who attacked him out of jealousy an appearance of respectability which otherwise they would not have had. Now Tagore recounts here that realism is not a matter of theme. Rather, realism is something that has to be evoked through the beauty of writing. And with this book, Tagore not only reinvented himself, not only gave us a beautiful love story of an era gone by, rather he also answered his critique that he is very much capable of writing a realistic novel as much as he is capable of writing in romanticism and transcendentalism. He is as much a master of serene verse as much he is a master of poetic dialectics. So, in literary terms, as the translator of this book notes, the debate between Tagore and his detractors centered upon the realism that was taken to be the yardstick of modernity. In the true nature of literature, Tagore declares, too much poetizing is now current in the name of realism. Art is not so cheap. Realism does not lie in the choice of theme. It must be brought out through the magic of writing. Challenging Tagore's iconic position in the literary establishment, their critique promoted Qazi Nazrul Islam and Sarat Chand Chattopadhyay as their literary models. So in the year 1928, Tagore organized a debate between his literary supporters and opponents in two sittings that took place at Vichitra Bhavan, Jorashanko. Representing the varying faction at the gatherings were Sarat Chand Chatterjee, Nirad C. Chaudhary, Achintya Kumar, Buddhadev Basu, Rabindranath Tagore, Suniti Kumar Chatterjee and other eminent literateurs of their times. Tagore himself did not participate in the debate. He had already set out his views on literature and modernity in a cluster of recently published essays. Now, as Buddhadev Basu confesses, Sesher Kobita, the last poem or the farewell song as we may call it, when it first appeared, stuns Tagore's youthful literary opponents with its extraordinarily modern approach to writing. You see what Buddhadev Basu notes. We felt as if a door that has not responded to the blows we had rained upon it with our inept hands has suddenly opened at a magician's touch. All that we had attempted without success, Rabindranath has accomplished with such ease, so completely, and in such a beautiful way. It seemed the book was addressed to us, new writers, as an indirect admonition from Gurudev, intended to teach us a lesson. So, I hope that is enough for why you should read this book. Then again, I'm giving you in a nutshell the story and all such thing, the plot. So, as one of the writer and critic, Purva Chakravarti observes, an amazing and exceptional book is the one that you feel to reread once again from the first page after you have completed it. It is a very rare feeling which occurs to any reader after reading a book, and Tagore's last poem is one such gem. It is a saga, an epic love story. Tagore has brilliantly weaved poetry with prose and made every page of the book beautiful. The novel is deep, witty, extremely romantic. It is the type of book that will linger in the minds of the reader for long, only if we have still the sensibility to read a love story. Interruption mine, sorry. The character of Amit is wonderfully etched out as we turn the pages of the book. His character of an eccentric, moody, poetic, romantic soul metamorphoses to a mature, responsible, calm-minded person. Similarly, the character of Lavanya, which begins with a reserved, studious, strong-hearted girl, soon changes into a fragile, soft-spoken, romantic woman who craves for love. Amit and Lavanya complemented each other beautifully in the book as their camaraderie and moments helped each other to overcome the weaknesses they had. The two souls met each other in Shillong, fell in love, helped each other rediscover their inner self, and then parted with a smile to settle down with different individuals. The book is full of prose and verse, prose and verse, prose and verse. But the prose are also very poetic, very sentimental, poetic, lyrical proses are there. And I need not tell you about the verse that Tagore writes. One of the particular stanza or poem from this book that touched me the most is this: grieve not on my account. Wide is the world with many tasks. My cup is not discarded, shall fill again. Let this sustain me forever. I may yet be blessed, if there be one eager heart, waiting for my footsteps. I long to give myself to him, who can see the compassion of love, the actual me, a blend of good and ill, who can light up the dark night with flowers plucked in moonlight. Happy reading, guys. If you have still not liked, shared and subscribed my YouTube channel, arguably The Reading Quest, please do that. Thank you so much.